So this year I had the most incredible birthday, but please know it is not always like that. I don't know about you, but generally around the time of my birthday, things just get extra gnarly and more intense. But this year it wasn't like that at all. I had the most amazing week. So it started out where the night before my birthday, I had a fun date with someone from OkCupid who turned out to be this incredible fine art photographer who shot the most gorgeous nudes. And that was a very interesting adventure. And then the next day on my birthday, I got to go shopping and to lunch with a dear friend. And then that night went out for karaoke with some other friends. And my go-to karaoke song is Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses, which provides some very good unleashing. And then a few days later, some other friends gathered for this beautiful sisterhood ritual that was so stunning. I was showered with blessings and rose petals and brushed with feathers and fed chocolates and filled with so much love. And it really all gave me pause because this birthday was almost more than I could even take in. It was like, yes, I have dedicated my life to pleasure, and finally now it's sort of creating this deep pleasure makeover for myself, and I was feeling so grateful, especially because it hasn't always been like that around my birthday. Now, I know why my birthday has been intense, and so it got me thinking, and I wanted to share one of my favorite topics with you in business that's kind of unusual, but it was something that I always shared with my business coaching clients, and so I wanted to share it with you today of how your birth story can be holding you back in business. Now, I know that might sound a little bit strange, but keep in mind I'm a healer that crossed over into business, so I'm always fascinated just as much as I am about how to create strategies for success and to step into more pleasure and desire, but also like where are stuff, if you will, that holds us back, and how can we get to the root cause of it, transmute it, and just change things so that we can create some beautiful flow in our business as a pleasure CEO. So let me explain more of what I mean by this. Now, there is a beautiful body of work out there that's called pre and perinatal psychology that believes that however your birth occurred creates a template that you live over and over again in your life. So for instance, say you were born by cesarean section. Well, then that creates a template where outside forces make decisions for you. Or maybe you feel like you get pulled out of something before you're ready. And then that's a theme that you might see over and over again in your life. Or say maybe your birth was super long and maybe you were a bigger baby. Well, then you go through life feeling like you're too big and maybe you're hurting others. And then there was even this study that's a little intense, but they studied people who had committed suicide. And what they found is that those who killed themselves by hanging were often found to have been born with the cord around their neck. And then those that committed suicide by drugs or overdoses of some kind often had an abundance of drugs in their birth story. So it gets you thinking, doesn't it? I know it's a little intense to kind of feel into that, but if these are the templates that you live over and over again in your life, then you can start to see where it shows up in your business. Because think about it, every time you go to create something new in your business, you're birthing something. And that activates your birthing field, which activates your birthing story. And so you get another opportunity to heal whatever trauma may have gone on in your own birth so that you can become a more whole person and be able to move your business forward. So, for instance, I'll share with you one of my stories that I constantly have to go through in my business. So, I actually had a twin in the womb that died very early on, and that's a phenomenon called the vanishing twin. So it creates a very intense psyche because I knew death before I even knew birth. And what it does is it generally kind of gives me quite a bit of survivor's guilt. And then if you've been following my story, you know that I had a brother that died later on as well. So it's an intense story for me, and none of this is conscious, of course, because this was all precognitive, pre-verbal. But what happens is every time I'm going to birth something new in my business or for my next up level, I come up against the story where I feel like, but I don't deserve to have this because my twin and my brother didn't have life. And I don't deserve to have what I want because they couldn't have what they wanted. And so while my head knows that's not necessarily true, it's lodged deep inside my cells. So it's a healing thing that I have to go through, or else it stops me in business. So there's ways that I've developed to help to heal that stuff as it comes up so that I don't get stopped in my business, because I've got things to do here on the planet, and I know you do as well. So for my birthday, can I give you a gift? I created a video for my business coaching clients all about your birth story and how to heal it. And it takes you through this beautiful journey of reparenting and rewiring yourself so that you can create a new story around your birth, and so that you don't have as many obstacles in your business and you can keep finding that flow. Because think about it, like, I know our parents meant well and Western medicine meant well, but there's not a lot of births that happened like this, where you come out and it's dark and cozy and warm and someone snuggles you to their bosom and says to you, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for coming. I know you have amazing gifts that you bring to the planet, and I am here to serve you. Now, wouldn't it have been nice to hear that? Well, guess what? You can create that experience for yourself now. So please accept my gift. You'll see the link somewhere around this video. And then let's start a dialogue. I'd love to hear from you. What has this brought up for you? You know, have you ever explored your own birth story or seen how it might stop you in business? You know, I think let's kind of keep creating the sisterhood around being a pleasure CEO, because it means that as our obstacles come up, and they do, there's no way around them, then we need to find ways to move through them swiftly and elegantly. And here's one way where you can be on the lookout for obstacles as they show up and find a way to transmute them. So thank you so much for everyone who helped to make this the most amazing birthday. I'm so glad to share this community with you, and take care.